What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another DSP video, and we're going to recap what happened on his 42nd birthday bash. My god, it was one of the worst things I've ever seen. I was in and out, I wasn't really paying attention to it. I had real life human style content going on, you know, with my mature family and all. So after the stream was done, I caught up with it, started looking at things, and my god, it was actually worse than I thought. We start off with this from Smokey. Thumbnail looks like my birthday party invitation when I was 8 years old. And we see a thumbnail for DSP stream. DSP's 42nd birthday bash live stream. That is really sad. And then Not a Burner account has the perfect analogy for this. Let's take a look here. Imagine being invited to a birthday party where only the birthday boy gets to play the games and eat the food. Where all you get to do is give the birthday boy money and tell the birthday boy how meaningful he is. Now imagine that birthday boy was 42. And then DSP started the stream, and he decided to wear this. To me, it looks like someone's grandpa escaped from the home. And Phil Collins says, this shirt looks like a McDonald's uniform from the 70s or something. Then he decided to have a drink during his pre-stream, and of course, he used a plastic cup. And Chill Murray says this. That secret gay house dad at the gay bar energy, laughing my ass off. Oh, and if anyone was wondering, he was drinking mojitos. Then we have Scopely in the house, knowing they're gonna make bank tonight on WWE Champions. In an odder place, good to see Scopely giving back to its most loyal customers. And you see 50 gifted DSP Gaming memberships from Scopely. So someone asked Phil, are you gonna put on vests, on hats, gunners? Are you gonna wear a tie? And Phil said, today's not about goals, even though he had a leaderboard of his goals on stream. So we have In an Odder Place, just for today, as it's his birthday, he doesn't have to wear any of the silly hats, glasses, or vests to recognize how much money you've given him. But give him your money. Wearing of goal items is always optional, and reaching a goal does not guarantee item. No refunds. And then this pre-stream was all over the place. He was talking about so many different things. One of the things he was talking about was the FGC, where he tries to retcon things about how he was one of the most prominent players in the 2000s. And then someone brought up how everyone hated him. And that's where the retcon comes in. So Poem's future, DSP is now trying to retcon his history in the FGC by saying how he was an asshole in the FGC, but he changed and started running tournaments because he didn't want to be that way anymore. Remember, DSP also said yesterday he was the whistleblower. He's the one that called out all the corruption, and that's why they hated him. One day later, it changes yet again. And then Poems quotes Phil, DSP stopped being toxic when he got good at Street Fighter. Before that, he was an asshole. And then after talking about FGC, he started talking about the documentary that's coming out by June the King. And he said he doesn't want to talk about any of the YouTube drama, especially from the past 5 years. That's all been lies and manufactured and twisted. He only wants to react in the documentary to the FGC part. But you've done that multiple times in the past, Phil. And the funny thing about this one, he says, well, the documentary is going to be one of his longest ones ever. And I've reacted to 2 and 3 hour documentaries before, and they took me like 8 or 9 hours. So I might be doing several days reacting to the same documentary about myself. Get your head out of your ass, Phil. DSP only wants to react, retcon, to his FGC and early YouTube days with the June doc. He will most likely be skipping anything covered his bankruptcy onward. Yep, he's nervous. He doesn't want the dents seeing actual numbers.
June the King is making a documentary about me, okay? Apparently, from what he said, this is going to be the longest video he has ever made. And he has made 3-hour-long documentary. Okay? This documentary does not pull any punches. This is going to cover basically everything about me. I mean, I'm talking back in the day, like trying to dig up as much information about the FGC as possible. Okay? It's the most comprehensive documentary he's ever made. And he's been doing this for like 5-6 years. Okay? So here's the deal. I have the feeling that when it comes out, there's going to be an incredibly strong demand to see me react to it. if this documentary is the longest one he's ever made, and if the longest one was 3 hours, okay, let's say this ends up being 4 or 5 hours long, okay, I think people want to see me react to it, and it may take an incredibly long amount of time. To give you guys some perspective, there have been documentaries of his that were 2 to 2.5 hours long and became 5-6 hour long streams for me. Okay, so this might be something that if I react to it could take days. Like, no exaggeration, this could be all I do for a week, but I don't think I want to do it in that depth. All right. Now the other thing is, I've talked to June, and he's interested in doing an interview with me after it comes out, if I feel it's fair and I want to follow up with him. Okay? I don't have to do an interview or anything with him. All right? But I don't know. Here's the truth. If this thing is like 5 hours long, I don't think I want to react to the whole thing. Like, I've been thinking about this, right? And I know that there's going to be insane amounts of demand for it, but do I really want to react to the entire thing? It's going to take... All right? Now, the other thing is, I've talked to June. I don't think I want to do it in that depth. All right? Now, the other thing is, I've talked to June, and he's interested in doing an interview with me after it comes out, if I feel it's fair and I want to follow up with him. Okay? I don't have to do an interview or anything with him. All right? But I don't know. Here's the truth. If this thing is like 5 hours long, I don't think I want to react to the whole thing. Like, I've been thinking about this, right? And I know that there's going to be insane amounts of demand for it, but do I really want to react to the entire thing? It's going to take forever, right? Here's what I would like, okay? I would like to see someone who actually analyzed my past and stuff fairly. And by the way, I don't think that means that it's going to be good. Like, I think that he's going to be very critical of me, because I've told you guys, when I was in the FGC, I was an asshole. 1,000,000%. I've admitted I was an asshole back then. For the most part, it wasn't until the end of my run in the FGC, like the mid-2000s, when I started getting good at Super Turbo. I wanted to stop causing drama, so I started running tournaments and things, and I got positive, and then I basically quit. All right? Most of my run in the FGC was very toxic and negative. I know that. Okay? But that's what I would be fascinated to watch. Like, my past, my early days as a YouTuber, and all that shit from back then. That's the kind of stuff I'm interested in. I'm really not interested in all this nonsensical drama from the last 5 years that's based upon fucking my financials and money and mobile game bullshit. All this stuff that's such nonsense. And I've already told you my stuff, my takes on that and my opinions on that already. You already know what I have to say about it. It's not going to change. Even if I sit there and I watch literally detractor bullshit for another 2 hours of the documentary, I'm not going to be interested in it, and I'm not going to say anything different. You know what I'm saying? So basically the way I see it is, I think this documentary could be interesting to cover and react to, but only the parts that I think I could intelligently add something to, right?
DSP again retconning his back injury, which is going to make Steve of the Dead lose his mind even more. In another place, Phil's back injury caused constant shooting pain and loss of the use of his legs. A reminder that other than the healing Seattle air, he's had nothing done about it. So that makes no sense at all. At Punish Steve. Yeah, because he would be paralyzed if he lost the use of his legs. Then DSP went on to his schedule update segment, which I'm not going to cover very much of because it's all boring. It's all basically, guys, what games do you want me to play? Guys, what games do you want to buy from me? So Phil Collins put this out after everyone kept asking him to play Stellar Blade. Phil is skipping Stellar Blade because he has a very immature audience. Remember, they're like 25 to 40, I think he said. That will say sexualized commentary he doesn't want to see. Insane deflection. We all know the real reason is because his wife is jealous. And he has ED. He can't get over that limp dick. We have Tofu here. DSP going over every game releasing this year just to reconfirm that the only thing he is interested in playing is AAA slop, like we already don't know this. Waste of time. And then one of the few funny moments is for weeks, DERICH has been building up that he's making a quiz for DSP for his birthday bash. Well, get fucked, DERICH. He's not using your quiz. and he didn't read your email. We got Theo here. Sure love DSP hyping up Derich's quiz to then him not wanting to do it. I really find it funny how DSP just refuses to say no to people and strings them along. Like he doesn't think that might be annoying and shitty thing to do. Then we have this from Rebski. No sleep, real vibes. Seek help, you need Jesus. Also, no sleep, real vibes. And then we have this here, a screenshot from chat. If Chill Murray and his 64 fan club piggies are seeking my comment, hello, and hope you all seek help because you all need Jesus in your life. Then we get him in DSP's chat. Manning got some good feet too. I'd sniff that. And then of course the Drew Corporation. I didn't know you were into feet. Finally something we have in common. They're all degenerates. And then even Derek was in the season of being jolly for Phil's birthday bash. At DSP Gaming, I'll be back later in this marathon. Gonna take a little break for some fresh air outside. Probably means he's gonna try and kidnap someone. As soon as he leaves DSP's chat, this is posted up on Twitter. We have some porn star. I want to be the reason you slightly turn your phone away from others. Which Derek replies with, I wish I was on the same flight. You're beautiful. Then DSP went on a huge rant about his videos being taken out of the algorithm. Because someone asked him about his Spider-Man video being one of his most viewed videos of all time. Of course, the one that got the most views is the one where his neighbor yelled at him to shut the fuck up. And he said, back in the day, everyone came to me to watch Spider-Man games. Phil, please try to live in reality. We got Dickstroke and Phil vlogs here. Phil complains about the YouTube algorithm taking his videos out of the search results while watching shitty quality camcorder footage of his TV. What a wonderful birthday. Also, Dickstroking. YouTube apparently has an agenda to push detractor videos over DSP's own gameplay videos. That's something that DSP said today. Whatever you say, Phil, maybe people just don't want to watch your boring shit. Yeah, if you look at most detractors, their videos on DSP gets more views than DSP's own videos. Which is actually a mind-blowing thing right there. And then Phil today with some paper plate lore. DSP is trying to say part of the reason he only buys paper plates so his wife doesn't have to suffer and wash dishes. Okay Phil, have fun complaining about going to the dump next week. Then we have at the bottom, literally 2 people. If you do the dishes right after eating, they're easy. Especially with what industrial garbage disposal they have. Unless it's all takeout, which would be funny if they plate that up too. And then DSP claimed playing less games is good for his gaming channel because nobody can agree on the games to play anyways. And then we get to the gameplay. That's right. All that happened on the pre-stream and the start of the birthday bash. Now we get to the gameplay section. 4 hours later, he's finally playing a game and doing something besides sitting in the chair talking. Yeah, he played Helldivers 2 and Street Fighter. Street Fighter I'm not going to cover because it's the same as every single time he plays Street Fighter. Lag, nothing good to do, his joystick, you know, the usual stuff. We all thought his Helldiver stream last time was bad. Well, this time is even worse. Phil has managed to turn Helldivers 2 into a walking sim. And Poem's future adds on to that. He's just following people around and watching them while constantly saying how he doesn't understand the game. Phil, it's a shooter. You take a gun, point it at the enemy, pull the trigger, kill him. It's not that hard, Phil. And then we get to the part everybody's been dreading but secretly wants to see because we want to see all those weird, nasty faces. I swear, he makes like the weirdest faces. It's like a face you hate, but it's a face you can't turn away because it's like a dumpster fire that's on 24/7 and there's like propane tanks all around it and you know soon it's going to explode, but you can't turn away because you're going to miss that opportunity. We have Rent and Liar. Celebrating 42nd birthday by eating cheap ass Korean food in an office alone. No friends, just your disabled audience and hate mob. And then DSP decided to complain about the DoorDash. I love when Phil complains about delivery costing more than eating at a restaurant. Well, save the money and leave the house, fatso. The delivery driver isn't going to get to you for free, idiot. Okay, so how did Phil articulate the way he reviewed his food? I'm sure he has some very intelligent things to say from Big Brain Burnell. And we have Darkseid to Phil, who quotes Phil and says, "It's cooked just right," which is perfect. 10 out of 10 in-depth food analysis. And then we get into the weird pictures of Phil eating. In an odder place, DSP generally eats like a pig. Also, red cups for drink, food in the delivery container, plastic cutlery. Literally the laziest couple ever. No wonder the garbage is full of styrofoam. This is how every meal is, in my opinion. And look at Phil slop that up like the pig he is. And Bowen's future, when the birthday brownies hit just right, that's right, his wife didn't make a birthday cake, she made birthday brownies. It'd be really funny if she like put weed in there and just got him really high. And then if you look at these two pictures, some people would say, oh yeah, that hits the spot. See, to me, the first picture he's like, what have I done? Why did I put that in my mouth? Now I gotta pretend like I like it. And the second picture is like, he wants to spit it out, but he can't because his wife is probably watching. He's like, oh yeah, it's good. Oh, oh goddamn. As I remember, I think it was last year, Cat made him a cake and they both got sick afterwards. And we got Mr. Stuff with a weird surprised look of Phil eating food. And of course, every time Phil eats, there has to be a picture of him with his crazy eyes eating the food. And this is absolutely disgusting. Pig suck from Poem's Future. Look at that gif. God damn, that's disgusting. And one of the things that always makes you laugh is when he brags about his wife making things from scratch, even though we know she buys frozen, warms it up and gives it to Phil. But Phil has to have the illusion of a married, mature, adult family, dude. So we have Steve in the bed here. I'm convinced it's the same peanut butter cake she always makes. So we see 3 different pictures, and it looks like the exact same thing. Then DSP decided to watch his most viewed videos from all his channels. We have Dick Stroke and Phil Vlog, which sums it up. DSP has gaslit himself to thinking he created the idea of co-op videos. He created the idea of YouTube Shorts / TikToks. He was doing video essays before they were prominent. 8 years ago when KO Gaming was going, no one else was doing edited reviews. Moron. And you got Phil patting himself on the back. Tofu again. According to DSP today, DSP invented co-op commentary, video essays, new console coverage, and TikTok. Then we got a really weird quote from Phil. I don't think I've ever seen a potato in Chinese food once. Which is absolutely mind-blowing and dumb at the same time. And of course, Poem's Future had to do this. DSP mailed himself a spoon. Eat it! And it's Phil aggressively eating his food. So then we get to the result. How much he made. JG win. Regardless of the event ranking in some cash for DSP, I think there are some interesting things to take away. I would say tips were flat when factoring inflation into the equation. At the same time, there was a sharp decline on the super chats. Then we have a screenshot here. Birthday event. 2023 tips 601. 2024 tips 670, so there's not a huge difference. 2023 super chats 422. 2024 super chats 284, so that's majorly down. Also JG win. Congratulations to the local restaurants on DoorDash and Renton. And the Saudis that own Scopely, the real winners of today's birthday event. You'll all be eating well tonight thanks to probably 4 or so people and their sock handles that incinerated a lot of money today. And then we got Gamerface Gaming with some stats here. 587 viewers, 284 in super chats, and look at that like to dislike ratio. 208 thumbs up, 1,000 thumbs down. Then I broke it down a little bit more here. So in the pre-stream, $376, and the top tips, $127 from Anonymous, $42 from Thomas, $42 from Jason, $40 from 1 Minute Man, $30 from Rocky, $22 from Gabriel, $10 from Super Turbo Snow Carl, and then on the actual birthday stream, which was the longest part of the day, $294. So think about that. Even on his birthday bash, he made more money on the pre-stream than his actual stream. So he got $670 total for the day for tips. If he would have worked a 10-hour minimum wage job, $200. So today's difference was a gain of $470 versus a minimum wage job. And I guarantee you, like $436 or whatever is going to go right to Scopely. So if you guys like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe my other channels on the details with the end cards. And as always, hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. I love each and every one of you. Peace and love.